She couldn't hear me. That's what everyone said. Mr. Cole, she's profoundly deaf, the principal explained, like I was too simple to understand. She can't hear music. She can't hear singing. Don't waste your time. But when I sang while mopping the floor that afternoon, something impossible happened. 8-year-old Emma stopped crying. She turned toward me. And then, she smiled. Not because she heard the notes, but because she felt them. My name is James Cole. I'm 58 years old, and for the past 20 years, I've been a janitor at Riverside Academy for the Arts, the most prestigious music school in Boston. I used to dream of being on stage. Instead, I clean them. But this story isn't about my broken dreams. It's about how a little deaf girl and an old janitor proved that music isn't just something you hear. It's something you feel. And it's about the day her father, one of the wealthiest men in Massachusetts, offered me $500,000 for a gift I didn't know I had. 25 years ago, I was James Cole, the tenor. I had a scholarship to Berklee College of Music. I was good. Really good. My voice teacher said I could sing at the Met someday. Then life happened. My girlfriend Jennifer got pregnant during my sophomore year. We were 20 years old, terrified, but we decided to keep the baby. I dropped out of Berklee to work full-time. Jennifer and I got married at City Hall. Our daughter Amy was born premature. She spent 3 months in the NICU. The medical bills were catastrophic. I worked 3 jobs, construction during the day, warehouse at night, weekend security guard. My voice? I stopped singing. Too tired. Too stressed. Too broken. When Amy finally came home healthy, I thought things would get better. They didn't. Jennifer left when Amy was 2. Just packed a bag one morning and said, "I can't do this anymore." I never saw her again. I raised Amy alone. Single father, no degree, drowning in debt. When Amy was 10, I applied for a janitor position at Riverside Academy. It paid decent. Had benefits. Most importantly, it had stability. The irony wasn't lost on me. I dreamed of performing at places like this. Instead, I'd be mopping their floors. But Amy needed braces. And food. And a father who showed up. So I became a janitor. 20 years of floors. I've been cleaning Riverside Academy for 2 decades now. I mop the rehearsal halls where kids half my age practice Vivaldi and Beethoven. I empty trash cans filled with sheet music from students who'll probably play Carnegie Hall someday. I clean the auditorium where parents in designer suits watch their prodigies perform. Nobody really sees janitors. We're background. Invisible. The guy in the navy blue jumpsuit pushing a mop bucket. But I see everything. I hear everything. I hear the frustrated tears of the 12-year-old cellist who can't nail that one measure. I hear the arguments between voice coaches and parents who push too hard. I hear the pure joy when a kid finally masters that difficult piece they've been working on for months. And late at night, when everyone's gone home, I sing. I sing while I mop. While I clean windows. While I lock up the building. Because even though I never made it to the stage, the music never left me. It couldn't. My daughter Amy is 23 now. She graduated from nursing school last year. Works at Boston Children's Hospital. I'm so proud of her I could burst. She tells people, "My dad gave up his dreams so I could have mine." But she doesn't understand. She was my dream. Everything else was just noise. 3 months ago, something changed. The principal, Dr. Morrison, called me into her office. That never happens unless something's wrong. "James, we're enrolling a new student. Special circumstances. She's 8 years old, profoundly deaf from birth. Her name is Emma Patterson." I nodded, confused about why she was telling me. Her father, Michael Patterson, wants her exposed to music even though she can't hear it. He believes she can feel vibrations, experience music through sensation rather than sound. It's unconventional. "Okay," I said slowly. "What do you need from me?" "Just awareness. She'll be exploring the building, touching instruments, feeling the floors when students practice. If you see her alone, just watch out for her." Of course. What Dr. Morrison didn't tell me was that Michael Patterson was that Michael Patterson, CEO of Patterson Industries, billionaire, Forbes 400, one of the richest men in America. Or that his daughter was the saddest child I'd ever see. I first saw Emma on a Thursday afternoon. School was over. Most kids had gone home. I was mopping the main rehearsal hall, a beautiful room with hardwood floors and floor-to-ceiling windows. I heard crying. Soft. Heartbroken. In the corner, Sitting on the floor near the piano was a little girl with brown curly hair. She wore expensive clothes and hearing aids that probably cost more than my car. She was crying silently, holding a stuffed rabbit. I approached slowly. "Hey there," I said softly, even though I knew she couldn't hear me. She looked up, startled. Her eyes were red from crying. I knelt down to her level and signed, "Are you okay?" I'd learned basic ASL when I worked at the hospital years ago. Her eyes widened. She signed back, "You know sign language?" "A little," I signed. "Why are you crying?" Her small hands moved rapidly. "I hate it here. Everyone makes music, but I can't hear it. I don't belong." My heart broke. This little girl, who probably had every material thing she could want, felt like she didn't belong in a world of sound. "Do you want to know a secret?" I signed. She nodded. "Music isn't just hearing. It's feeling." She looked skeptical. Fair enough. Every adult probably told her comforting lies. "Can I show you something?" I signed. She shrugged. What did she have to lose? I stood up and went to my cleaning cart. Grabbed my mop bucket, empty now, just the metal bucket. I set it upside down on the hardwood floor. Then I did something I hadn't done in public in 20 years. I started to sing. I sang, "Somewhere Over the Rainbow." Soft at first. Then stronger. Emma looked confused. She couldn't hear me. Why was I opening my mouth? "Put your hand on the floor," I signed quickly, then continued singing. She placed her small palm flat on the hardwood. And then I saw it. Her eyes went wide. Her mouth formed a perfect O of surprise. She could feel it. The vibrations of my voice traveling through the floor. The resonance of the sound waves hitting the hardwood and spreading out like ripples in water. I sang louder. Put my whole soul into it. Emma pressed both hands to the floor. Then she stood up and took off her shoes. She stood barefoot on that hardwood floor while I sang. And then, I'll never forget this as long as I live, she started to move. Not really dancing. Just swaying. Feeling the rhythm through the soles of her feet. When I finished, she was crying again. But these were different tears. She signed, "I felt the music. I felt it. Nobody told me I could do that." After that day, Emma started staying after school 3 days a week. She'd find me wherever I was cleaning. We developed a system. She'd do her homework in whatever room I was working in. Then, when it was quiet and empty, I'd sing. Always barefoot on the hardwood floors. Always with her hands pressed flat to feel the vibrations. I taught her how different notes felt different. High notes were faster vibrations, tickling her palms. Low notes were slower, deeper, rolling through her feet like thunder. "Sing the sad one," she'd sign. That was Ode. "Sing the happy one." That was "Don't Stop Believin'." "Sing Mama's Song." That was "Hallelujah." Her mother had died when Emma was 5. It was the last song her mother sang to her before she lost her hearing completely to meningitis. Emma's father didn't know about our sessions. She told her driver to pick her up at 5:30 instead of 3:30. She said she was in extra study. It wasn't a lie. She was studying music through the only way she could. "Mr. James," she signed one day. "Why do you clean floors? Your voice is beautiful." I signed back, "Life happens. Dreams change. But music stays inside you." She thought about that. Then signed, "Will you teach me to sing?" I blinked. "Honey, you can't hear." "I can feel," she signed firmly. "Teach me to feel the songs." How do you say no to that? 6 weeks after Emma and I started our secret sessions, Dr. Morrison made an announcement at the school assembly. "Our spring recital will be held in 4 weeks. Every student will perform. This is mandatory." Emma, sitting in the front row with her interpreter, looked terrified. After the assembly, I found her crying in the rehearsal hall. "Our spot. I can't perform," she signed. "Everyone will laugh at me." Why would they laugh? Because I'm deaf. I can't even hear if I'm singing right. I knelt down. "Emma, who cares about right? Music isn't about perfect notes. It's about feeling. You feel music better than anyone I know." "I'm scared." "I'll be there," I signed. "Right there with you." She looked up. "You'll sing with me?" I hesitated. I hadn't performed in front of people in 25 years. The thought terrified me. But this little girl needed me. "Yes," I signed. Together. For 4 weeks, we practiced every afternoon. We chose What a Wonderful World.
Simple, beautiful, meaningful.
I taught Emma to place her hand on my throat while I sang, feeling the vibrations. Then she'd try to match them with her own voice.
She couldn't hear herself, but she could feel me.
And she could feel the music through the floor.
Her voice was unique.
Sometimes off-key because she couldn't hear pitch. Sometimes too loud or too soft. But it was genuine.
Real. Full of emotion.
Perfect, I'd sign after each practice. Liar, she'd sign back with a small smile. But we both knew perfect didn't matter. The night of the recital, the auditorium was packed. Parents in expensive suits and designer dresses.
Board members. Donors.
This was Riverside Academy. An event was always a social opportunity. I watched from backstage in my janitor's uniform. Dr. Morrison had reluctantly agreed to let us perform, but she'd put us last. In case it's difficult to watch, she'd whispered. I saw Michael Patterson in the third row.
CEO. Billionaire. Emma's father.
He looked nervous, hands clasped tightly.
One by one, students performed. Piano prodigies.
Violin virtuosos. These kids were incredible. Professional level at 10, 12, 14 years old.
Then it was our turn.
Dr. Morrison's voice was uncertain.
And now,
Emma Patterson and
Mr. Cole.
Confused murmurs.
The janitor?
Why is the janitor performing? Emma walked onto the stage holding my hand. She wore a simple blue dress.
No shoes.
She insisted on performing barefoot. The murmurs got louder. We stood center stage. I positioned Emma in front of me, my hands on her shoulders so she could feel my breathing. The auditorium went silent. I started to sing, What a Wonderful World. My voice, unused to projection for 25 years, cracked a little on the first line. But then it smoothed out. Stronger. Fuller. Emma watched my throat, feeling the vibrations. Then she started to sing with me. Her voice was imperfect.
Sometimes flat.
Sometimes sharp. But she was singing. Feeling every word through the soles of her bare feet on that wooden stage. I heard gasps in the audience. Some were probably shocked by the imperfection. But when I looked at the third row, I saw Michael Patterson with tears streaming down his face. His daughter, his deaf daughter, was singing.
We finished the song.
The auditorium was silent for 3 heartbeats. Then Michael Patterson stood up, clapping.
And he didn't stop. One by one, others stood. Not polite golf claps. Real applause. Thunderous.
Emma couldn't hear it.
But she felt it.
The vibrations of hundreds of hands clapping traveled through the stage floor to her bare feet. She looked at me with the biggest smile I'd ever seen and signed, I did it. You did it, I signed back, crying openly now. After the recital, I was backstage helping Emma put her shoes back on when a man in an expensive suit appeared.
Michael Patterson.
Up close, he looked younger than I expected.
Maybe 45.
But his eyes were ancient with grief and worry that only parents of children who suffer truly understand. Mr. Cole. His voice was thick with emotion.
Yes, sir. I'm Emma's father.
Michael Patterson.
I know, sir.
It's nice to. He cut me off by pulling me into a hug. This billionaire CEO hugged me, the janitor, right there backstage.
Thank you, he whispered.
You gave her something I couldn't buy with all my money. You gave her music. When he pulled back, he was crying. I've taken her to the best therapists, the most expensive programs, tried everything to help her feel less isolated. Nothing worked.
Then you just sang to her. And she smiled.
She hasn't smiled like that since her mother died.
Emma ran up and hugged her father. He lifted her up, kissing her forehead. Can we talk? He asked me.
Privately. We went to Dr. Morrison's office. Just Michael Patterson and me. Emma waited outside with her interpreter. Mr. Cole, I did some research on you.
He opened a folder.
James Alexander Cole.
Berkeley College dropout.
Former music scholarship recipient.
Single father.
You've been a janitor here for 20 years. I shifted uncomfortably.
Yes, sir.
Why did you drop out?
Life happened.
I had a daughter to support.
He nodded slowly.
Your daughter Amy. She's a pediatric nurse now. You paid for her entire education working 3 jobs.
She worked hard. She earned it. And your voice? Your gift?
What happened to that?
I shrugged.
Some dreams die so other dreams can live. Michael Patterson leaned forward. What if I told you they don't have to die?
Sir.
I want to hire you.
Full-time.
$500,000 a year. Your only job is to work with Emma. Teach her to feel music the way you taught her. Help her not just survive in a hearing world, but thrive.
I blinked.
$500,000? That was... I couldn't even process that number. Sir, that's too much. I'm just a janitor who sings. You're the man who gave my daughter her voice back, he said firmly. You're the man who made her feel music when every expert told me it was impossible. That's worth far more than $500,000. That's worth everything.
He pulled out another paper. A letter. Handwritten.
Emma wrote this. Her interpreter translated. I want you to read it. My hands shook as I took the letter. Dear Mr. James. Before I met you, I thought I was broken. Everyone at school can hear music and I can't. I felt stupid and sad all the time. Then you sang to me and I felt music for the first time since Mommy died. It was the most beautiful thing ever. You didn't treat me like I was broken. You treated me like I was just different. And different can be beautiful. Daddy says you might work with me more. I hope you say yes. Not because of money. But because you're my friend. You told me once that dreams don't die, they just change shape. I think your dream changed into me. And that makes me special. Thank you for making me love music even though I can't hear it. Love.
Emma.
P.S. You have the best voice in the whole world. I know because I feel it. I had to stop reading because tears were blurring the words. Michael Patterson put his hand on my shoulder. You don't have to answer now.
But please. Think about it.
Emma needs you. And frankly, I think you need her too. That was 3 months ago. I accepted Michael's offer.
How could I not?
I'm no longer a janitor at Riverside Academy. I'm now officially Emma Patterson's music therapist and vocal coach. It sounds fancy. Really, I'm just the guy who sings to a little deaf girl and helps her feel the music. But I do more than that now. Michael funded a program at the Academy called Feel the Music for students with hearing disabilities.
I run it. We have 15 students now.
All learning to experience music through vibration, visual cues, and emotion. Emma performs regularly now. She's not perfect. She'll never be perfect. But she's genuine.
And audiences love her.
Last week, she performed at Boston Symphony Hall.
A real stage. A real audience.
Her dream and mine together. My daughter Amy came to watch. She cried the whole time. Dad, she said after, you finally made it to the stage.
No, I told her.
I made it somewhere better. I made it to meaning. See, 25 years ago, I thought my dream died when I left Berkeley. I thought cleaning floors instead of standing on them meant I failed.
But I was wrong.
My voice didn't die. It just waited. For 20 years, it waited for the exact moment when a little deaf girl needed to feel music more than anything in the world. And my dream didn't die either.
It evolved.
It became about using my gift to help someone else find theirs.
I still clean sometimes. Not floors.
But I clean out the doubt in children who think they're broken. I clean away the lie that disability means inability. Emma taught me something profound. Music isn't in your ears.
It's in your soul.
And everyone, has music inside them. You just have to know where to listen. Or in Emma's case, where to feel. $500,000 changed my bank account. But Emma changed my life. To everyone watching this, you have gifts.
Talents. Dreams.
Maybe you think they died. Maybe you think you're too old, too late, too broken.
You're not.
Your gift is waiting. For the exact right moment. The exact right person. The exact right reason. Mine waited 25 years. And it was worth every single floor I mopped to get here. James and Emma on stage, her hand on his throat as they sing together, both barefoot, both crying, both smiling. Thank you, Emma, for teaching me that broken dreams don't die. They transform into something even more beautiful. This is my story of triumph. Do you think I handled it correctly? If you were in my shoes, what would you have done? Share your thoughts in the comments. I can't wait to hear your perspective. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to Memorable Stories and Overcoming, where we share inspiring stories of triumph and justice every single day.